Okay, so one of the things I want to talk to you about today is how to ensure that we actually close enrollments after a school tour. Okay, so it's one of the most important functions within our marketing team to get a grip on this. There's certain things that we can do on the school tour to ensure that we get applications in. There's also things that we can do after the school tour. And then there's also things that we can do to increase what I would call the ease of access. So ease of access. And then we can also do incentives, specific incentives for families to apply. And then we can also do some learning about what happened and why people are maybe not booking in to enroll after a school tour. Okay, so those are the topics I will be covering. So the first thing to do on the actual school tour is we want to make sure that our enrollments team is actually including some time in the school tour to running through the application process. So taking families through the process of enrolling, and that's a discussion. And during this discussion, your enrollments person needs to gauge how interested this family is in enrolling. The next thing that we need to do is we need to create scarcity. So during this has to actually be honest scarcity. Sorry, I just changed my pen there. Okay, so this has to be honest scarcity. We can't say, oh, we're almost full when we have 20 places left for that year level. But honest scarcity is something like, we are starting to get applications in now. Be sure to submit your application, or we're looking at enrollments for 2021, or our enrollments team is processing applications now for 2022. That sort of scarcity is always good to mention. And it always has to be kind of honest. Now, the things that we want to do after they've attended a school tour, the first thing we want to do is actually give them a phone call follow-up. We want to ask open-ended questions after that tour booking. How did you find it? What are the main attractions for you? What do you feel doesn't suit your family? Do you have any additional questions? That sort of thing. So it has to be a phone call with open-ended questions to gauge where the family is at. Okay. The next thing we can do is to send them a SMS. This SMS is a quick from the registrar. Thank you, dear Mara, thank you so much for attending the school tour. If you have any other questions, please phone me at, here is a link to our online application process, or here's a form to ask more questions. The SMS always makes it really handy to access it. It's a great way of communicating with families that are super interested and have attended a school tour. The next thing we want to do is do an email automation. And so the email automation is a great way for us to, one, send a video recap of the unique selling points of our schools, or the unique points of our schools. So video recap of our school. It can be a personal, if they don't get to meet the school principal on the tour, it can be a personal video from the principal, just to say, we're so glad that you took the time. You may have seen this, you would have seen that, and just showing them some of the features and benefits of your school. It's a great thing to do. I would do it one day after the school tour. Another great video that you can send in your email automation is a testimonial from a student. from a student. And that will that'll give them a chance to see kind of the things that they don't get to talk to about. They may not have had the ability to talk to a student on the school tour. And specifically what I would do with these is I would segment them based on the year level of interest. So if your family toured your prep center, I would have a prep student testimonial. So just remember to segment these emails based on what they were interested in. Now, another important thing in terms of increasing applications is to increase the ease of access to apply. That means you're doing things like, sending the emails and the SMSs with links to apply. And also, one thing that makes it really easy to apply is online applications. You can make document collection really easy and simplify that process. Simplify the requirements to apply. Sometimes we need Foster's references and things like that. I would simplify the application as much as possible. So simplify the application process. And also, I'm a huge fan of online applications. It's in almost every school that we've done it with, has increased the application rate. The next thing that we want to do is have incentives for families to apply. And that could be so something like no application fee if you apply to within 2 weeks of your tour. It could be something like uniform discounts, bus access, that sort of thing. Okay. And so with all of those things put together, when you have incentives that are used in conjunction with scarcity, it works really well. It might be worth having the enrollments and marketing team attend a sales seminar to learn how to sell on the spot. We never want to come across as pushy, and maybe sell has a bad connotation to it, but we do want to have the professional skills where we can get families across the line without appearing salesy. Okay, so if all of that fails and the family comes back and says we're not going to enroll at the moment, I really encourage you to learn from the mistakes and learn why that's happening, and that way you can kind of adjust your process. So I always recommend doing a good survey to see why are people not applying, and you can learn from that. Is it your subject offering, your co-curricular offering, the things that you're showing them on tour? Often they'll say something like, oh, we noticed you didn't have this or that program, and you're thinking, well, yes, we do. And then you'll know, okay, well, we need to be including that in our tour book, our tour. So I hope that helps you to close more school tours into enrollments.